Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome to the latest edition of Rebels Radio as we're here from a rather chilly Arbour Park for this afternoon's Evo Stick Southern Premier League clash between Slough Town and St Neots Town. This is St Neots, who could possibly be the first side to do the double over the Rebels this season. Slough lost earlier in September away to St Neots 3-1, so Slough will be hoping to do their very best to make sure that that result doesn't occur again. But St Neots side, who midweek travelled to Hereford and lost 1-0, so they've had a good result there. Although it was a defeat, they did play very well apparently. So there you go. So it's going to be a tough game for the Rebels this afternoon. St Neots are slightly weakened by the fact that they only have a handful of substitutes to rely on this afternoon, and they've got a few injuries and whatever. So Slough will be hoping to that will be a better day. So if you are listening and you want to get in contact, you can do so two ways. We have on the YouTube that you're listening on, if you're on a laptop or a phone, there's a bit that says comments. Those comments will come through to us here and we will be able to give you a shout out. Please try and keep it a little bit respectful, but yes, we'll give you a shout out this afternoon. Tell us who you are, where you're listening from, and you can chat to other people on there as well. Or also, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so via the Twitter sphere. Twitter, it's at MIFC Rebels Radio. Those are the two ways to get in contact with us, so we can do that. We'll run through the two sides for you shortly. Here at Arbour Park, it's a gloriously sunny day, but the wind here at Arbour Park is absolutely bitter. It's a proper bitter cold. If you're not standing in that sun, then it's a little bit nippy, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a cold day. It's mostly going to affect the attendance here. We do have a couple of other people coming in. We have some mascots here today from one of the youth sides, and also a local school has been invited down as well to come down as well. They're from the it's called the For Your Future Soccer Academy, which is a Polish. It's not for Polish, but it's run by a Polish guy, and he does have a lot of Polish people, and they train here at Arbour Park. So they have been invited down just to see how Slough Town did. Now, if you are here this afternoon, you will be able to, if you go to the bar, experience a Rebel Lager. We have a lager on tap in the bar called Rebel Lager. It's a very nice one. It comes from an independent brewery, and you can thank you very much for the tea. And so you can come down and do that. So if you're not here today, you are planning on coming down, then that is what you can do. We are just going to run through a couple of little things for you. Up and coming games for Slough are on Tuesday the 27th of February. That is this Tuesday. Slough are away to Royston Town now. Obviously with the weather cold thing that's coming in, the cold weather, this game may not be on, so please do look at social media, look at the Slough Town website, on Twitter or on Facebook, just for updates of that. Royston's game today has already been called off at 8:45, so Tuesday's game may be in doubt, but please have a look at the social media sites involving both clubs for updates on Tuesday's game. That's this Tuesday the 27th. Next Saturday, a week today, Slough will travel to Weymouth in a clash of the two top five sides. Saturday the 3rd of March, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, and then the following Tuesday, which will be the 6th of March, Slough are away to Basingstoke, and that will be a 7:45 kickoff. So those are your up and coming games for the Rebels this afternoon. And for the rest of the games in the Evo Stick Southern Premier League, we've got Banbury versus Kings Langley, Basingstoke versus Hitchin, Biggleswade versus Redditch, Bishop Stortford versus Frome, 5th versus 4th as it's Chesham versus Kettering, Dorchester versus Dunstable, Gosport Borough versus Stratford, 1st versus 3rd, it's Hereford versus Weymouth, Royston Murphy is postponed, St Ives versus Farnborough, and Tiverton in 9th playing Kings Lynn in 2nd. Those are your Evo Stick Southern Premier League games for this afternoon, and we will try to keep you updated with the scores from those games as they happen at various intervals when the game isn't in full flow. Anyone can contact us, so if you do want to get in contact, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio, and also if you're listening via YouTube, there's a comment thing and you should come up. I think I have put on there hello to everyone, just so that you know what is going on, and you can chat to other people, and we do welcome fans from either club to get involved, and we'll have may have some talking points for you. I'll run through the two sides for you in a second. Our thanks go to our continued sponsors. They are My Football Club, the online football community, and you can find more about them if you look under the Pachero website group and then put in My FC. So you can do that. And our other sponsors are the Slough Town Supporters Trust, and again, huge thanks to them for their efforts. They have a couple of up and coming events for you. There is an end of season sponsors walk which will take place on the half marathon route of the Slough Marathon, which will be coming back to Slough in 2018. So you can sign up for two different distances. You can do the half marathon, which is obviously 13.1 whatever miles. There is also a 6-mile version as well for those who would like to help out. And if you look at the Slough Town Supporters Trust website, it will give you all the details of the charity that we are raising money for through that sponsored walk. And we're about 5 minutes away from kick-off here this afternoon. So I'll run through the two sides for you, starting with St Neots. In goal for them is their young player who's just come through after they've had some goalkeeping issues. Finlay Irons is the goalkeeper. 2 is Jack Bradshaw. 3 is Johnny Hurt. 4 is ex-Slough Town player Luke Knight, who's the captain of St Neots tonight. It's barely cold here. I'm trying to get my teeth back in. 5 is Tom Wood. 6 Taylor Parr. 7 Dion Semby Ferris. 8 is David Bridges. 9 Nabil Sharif. 10 is Dylan Williams, and 11 is Stefan Broccoli. Substitutes for St Neots this afternoon are 12 Liam McDevitt and 14 Dan Buddle. So only 2 substitutions allowed available for St Neots today. They're quite short on numbers. For the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner. 2 is Sean Fraser. 3 George Wells. 4 Guy Hollis. 5 is the captain Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7 is James Dobson. 8 Matt Lynch. 9 making his home debut Perry Coles. 10 is Chris Flood, and 11 is Warren Harris. That's the same side that started last week. 2-0 victory away to Kings Langley. Substitutes for the Rebels are 12 Josh Jackman, 14 Nathan Smart, 15 is Simon Dunn, 16 Manny Williams, and 18 is Gavin James. Your referee today is Mr. James Simpson. His 2 assistants are Nathan Briggs and Mario Stettatkovic. There you go. So hopefully he won't have a lot to do in the game today, so I don't have to read his name out all the time. So there you go. So those are your two sides, and we'll run through them again for you just before kick-off, and we'll keep you up to date with games from around the grounds as well. So yes, if you are coming down to Arbour Park at any time, please adventure into the bar and try the new Rebel Lager that Slough have got in, and it's a reasonable price of £3.50 for a pint or £2 for a half pint. Good afternoon to Sean Fraser's mum Lorna, who's listening in and said hello. And Sean Fraser is now just 8 games away from joining the top 20 appearances for the Rebels. He's on 261 after his appearance today, as long as he's done injured before in the warm-up, but he seems to be fine, so I don't want to jinx that. So Sean is now just 8 games away from being in the top 20 ever appearances for the club. So we'll keep an eye on that for Sean. That'll be a good occasion for him. So there you go. We are just waiting for the 2 sets of players to come out. Waiting. There are lots of mascots here today, so it's taken a little bit of time to organise, so it's just a little bit hectic this afternoon here at Arbour Park, and it's not helped by this bitterly cold wind that has come across. If you're in the sun, and especially the players on the pitch, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just a little bit cold here this afternoon, and it may affect the number of people who have come down, but especially with the rugby on as well, and we do have the rugby on in the bar afterwards. Commiserations to the GB ladies curling team, who just missed out on their bronze medal, unfortunately. Today's match sponsor is Jeff Holmes, who's come down. He's sitting just to my right here at the moment. He hasn't been around for a few years, and he's come down with his family for his birthday. And also the other match sponsor this afternoon is Dave Carpenter, the man commonly known as The Shirt. So thank you to both of those for their sponsorship of this afternoon. Like I said, I think the kick-off's going to be a tad late because the players still haven't come out yet. I think it's just with all the people, we've got tons and tons of mascots here today. We've got mascots from the Polish Football Academy. We've also got some of the we've got some mascots from the youth sides. Sorry, someone's kindly brought me a cup of tea, and bearing in mind how cold it is, I'm actually trying to broadcast, keep my eye on this, and try to pour my cup of tea, sugar into my tea as well. So there we go. So the two sets of players coming out now with the mascots here for this afternoon's game. So I will run through those two sides for you. St Neots are in their normal kit, which is a dark blue top with light blue shorts and light blue socks. And Slough are in their usual kit of amber shirts and dark blue navy. You called it navy shorts and navy socks. So it's just going to be a long amount of handshakes here going on. There's hundreds of mascots here today. So we could be delayed till about 4 o'clock for kick-off here. You never know. So I'll run through those two sides for you, starting with St Neots Town. In goal for them is Finley Irons. 2 is Jack Bradshaw. 3, Johnny Hurd. 4 is the captain, Luke Knight. 5 is Tom Wood. 6, Taylor Parr. 7, Dion Semby Ferris. 8, David Bridges. 9, Neville Sharif. 10, Dylan Williams. And 11 is Stefan Broccoli. So the Rebels there, starting 11 is Jack Turner in goal. 2, Sean Fraser. 3 is George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Matt Lynch. 9, making his home debut, Perry Coles. 10, Chris Flood. And 11 is Warren Harris. We have still got loads of mascots who have not been controlled by anyone here. They're just standing there on the pitch there, and they're slowly coming off now. So the last of the St Neots players just going through the handshakes with the referee today here. It's quite a sunny day here at Arbour Park, but this wind is absolutely chilling, and hopefully everyone is okay. The wind hasn't affected you too much. So we are just waiting for the referee just to run through a few bits. A little bit late kicking off here, and the St Neots players just going through a little bit of a hokey-cokey routine with their manager here, just to warm themselves up here at this nice sunny day at Arbour Park. And a good number of people have made the way here to Arbour Park for this afternoon's game. So we're just waiting for the referees, just waiting to call the two captains over. Slough now doing the same as St Neots, where they're all doing the hokey-cokey. That's what we should have on a tannoy system, isn't it? This is a hokey-cokey being played here, and then they can all do it in unison. So there you go. So the referee just calling over the two captains. And Mark Nisbet for Slough is the captain for the Rebels this afternoon. And we are just waiting for Luke Knight to come across. He's just coming up. And we'll give you all of the action as it happens here at Arbour Park. We're just waiting for a few things to the referee just to go through the coin toss and whatever here at the moment. Just a little bit late kicking off, so we'll give you all of the details as it happens. Congratulations as well to St Ives, who have played just playing their first home game on a Saturday in 2018 after numerous postponements. So congratulations to them on finally getting their game underway. We are just waiting for the referee, Mr Simpson, to get into position. His assistants are just getting... You're going the wrong side, mate. Where's he going? Where's this guy going? He's going to sit on the bench. I know that St Neots are shorter players, but The linesman has just come across, and I thought he was going to sit on the St Neots bench there for a moment. That would have been quite interesting. As the Slough fans make their way round, it looks as though Slough will be shooting from right to left this afternoon. And still haven't kicked off, even though it is 3:05. There you go. We're just... we will eventually get a kick-off this afternoon. The referee just not happy with something at the moment. I don't understand what. But I'm going to clear what the referees... Oh, there's a problem with the corner flag. I can see it now. It's the assistant referee on the far hand side. It's the wind has blown the corner flag out. He's just replaced it. See, I am observant. We're just waiting now for Mr. Simpson to get this game kicked off. It's St Neots with the kick-off here, and they play it out to the left-back Herd, who immediately plays the ball down the field. It's flicked on well, and it comes through here towards Sharif. Sharif on the far right-hand side plays a nice ball in here towards Bridges. Bridges under no pressure, can try and play the ball here, looking for Sember Ferris on this near-hand side. Headed away by Wells, and finds Flood inside the centre circle, trying to find Warren Harris. Oh, Harris takes it in his stride and bursts down to the edge of the box. Plays it in there for Cole! 1-0 to the Rebels! Barry Coles on his debut. 28 seconds have gone. Great work down the side by Warren Harris, and plays it into the box just on the edge of the 6-yard line, and Perry Coles arriving sweeps the ball into the back of the net, and in 28 seconds Slough are 1-0 up with their first attack of the game. And bearing in mind that has come from a St Neots kick-off, they will be mightily buoyed by that. So Slough already 1-0 up here at Arbour Park. And now we're taking so long for the game to kick off, we're going to kick off again. And this time St Neots play it here to Tom Wood, who seems to be playing as right back with Bradshaw as the centre back. Ball here with James Dobson, flicked in towards Togwell, finds Flood. Flood chips the ball over. This time he's going to leave it for Dobson coming down the left-hand side. Dobson right by the corner flag, plays it in across the box. It's taken by Bridges and cleared here, and comes out here towards Sembi Ferris. Lovely little ball in, and he finds Broccoli. Broccoli with the ball back into Sembi Ferris, who comes down this far-hand side. Gets down to the left, looking for the little flick on, and it's Fraser who has to come along and play the ball out. But good 1-2 play there between Sheriff and Broccoli. And it's a throw to St Neots on the far-hand side, roughly halfway inside the Slough half. It'll be the left back that goes across to take this Herd, and it does look as though the positions are Bradshaw's actually playing centre back while Wood's playing right back here for St Neots, and the throw will come in on the far hand side from Herd into the box, headed away well by Togwell to the edge of the box. Two number 11s battling with it. It's one there by Broccoli into the path of Herd, who plays the ball in, headed on by Bradshaw, but it's Fraser with the head away, only as far as Bridges. Bridges plays it back to the left back Herd, who's just had to go to his own half, slips but recovers and finds Luke Knight. Luke Knight under pressure from Perry Coles, has to play the ball forward. It's an aimless ball. It's an easy header for George Wells, and Wells' header finds Flood into Lynch. Lynch with a cushion header finding Dobson, but the ball has just gone out of play, and it's out for a throw to St Neots on the halfway line. And it'll be Wood who takes this throw for St Neots, playing right back. I wonder if that's because they're aware of the danger that James Dobson possesses. And Wood with a long throw, flicked on well by Sember Ferris, only as far as Nisbet's. Nisbet's ball comes, and it's Sember Ferris on that far hand side, battling with the ball. Finds Williams. Williams back in towards Sember Ferris. His ball is played through, and it's still in play, I think, because someone's in the way. And it's come here towards Bridges. Bridges under pressure finds Bradshaw. Bradshaw with a high ball in the air. It's bounced out of bounce, and Dobson uses his body to shield the ball. It's been kept in well by Sember Ferris, and in the end it's played by Luke Knight, and that's a heavy touch by Knight, and goes out for a throw to Slough on the far hand side, deep in their own half. And George Wells will be the player that goes across to take this throw for Slough. And Slough kicking off quite late here this afternoon, but Perry Coles having a dream debut here, home debut. Ball played in from the throw. Comes off the head of Bridges, and it's Bradshaw. It's flicked on by him and then headed away by Parr. Parr's head only finds Togwell. Togwell trying to find Fraser on the far hand side. Fraser catches the number 11 Broccoli. It's a free kick to St Neots, about 10 yards inside the Slough half, and this time Taylor, Parr and Bradshaw will go forwards for this free kick to come in from St Neots. But don't get too excited, because in the first game Slough scored after 4 minutes and St Neots equalised on 5, so it's not all over yet. The ball comes into the far post, headed away well by Wells and finds Flood. Flood in towards Lynch. Lynch with the ball forwards. It's not the best, and it's picked up here by Luke Knight. Knight with the ball finds Sember Ferris on this near hand side, but it's a heavy touch by him and out of play for a throw to Slough. Level with their own 18-yard box. And Wells will take this. And it's a long throw by him, looking for Flood, headed away by Woods, comes in towards Bridges. Bridges flicks the ball on. 2 Slough players go for it. In the end, Wells does well to clear the ball. It's over the head and headed away by Paul. Flood brings the next header and finds Warren Harris. Warren Harris' first touch was to play Perry Colsden for a goal. His second touch plays it out here towards Togwell. Togwell out towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure from Broccoli finds Togwell. Ball played forwards, headed away well by Hurd, and then Togwell wins the next one, and it hits Fraser on the hand accidentally. And it's a free kick to St Neots just inside the Slough half. So Slough with this early goal given to them by Perry Goals after 28 seconds of the game. And it's going to be the left back Hurd will take this free kick for St Neots. And it's played here looking for Sharif. It comes all the way through to Sember Ferris. Ball just bounces past him. He can't keep it in. And stops it from going for a goal kick. It's a throw to Slough deep right by the corner flag here, and Wells will be the player that takes this throw for Slough. Now being pinned in their own half since that goal, looking for Flood. Flood does well to flick the ball on and finds Togwell. Now finds Coles. Coles lovely the ball into the path of Warren Harris. Harris with a chance to run at the defence again, under pressure from 3 St Neots player, holds the ball up and then finds Fraser on the far right hand side. Fraser cuts inside, plays the ball here towards Togwell. Togwell's got a bit of space here and shoots from distance, but it's an easy save for Irons in the St Neots goal. And it's easy catch for the young goalkeeper, who just spins the ball to the edge of his 18-yard box, chips it out here, looking for Sember Ferris. Dobson's there first for Slough. Sharif trying to get there. Dobson keeps the ball in. Does he? No, it's gone out of play for a throw to St Neots on the halfway line. Tom Wood has been the player that will go across to take this throw for St Neots. And a long throw aimed at Sember Ferris. It's been left by Slough, and Wells tries to see the ball out, and eventually he does. Up against Sharif, and it's out for a throw to the Rebels. And again, Wells is going to go across to take this one. And it's Wells with this throw deep inside the Slough half. Again, looking for Flood. Comes off the head of Wood, but it's a free kick given there for the referee by a foul by Chris Flood. And it'll be a free kick for St Neots, around about 15 yards inside the Slough half. And again, the left back Hurd has come across to take this. Slough under pressure since scoring in the first minute of the game here. St Neots have not given up lightly here. And Hurd, the left back, will take this free kick into the box. Catches in the wind and full strength. Jack Turner with his first touch of the ball. That's a good solid grasp for the ball. And Turner's dressed in all white with blue sleeves and white socks and orange boots. Rolls the ball out here towards Wells, the left back, who brings it forwards for Slough, over the top, looking for Coles. Coles is offside, and it will be a free kick to St Neots, but a good ball forwards there by Wells. Coles just started his run a little bit too early, and it's a free kick to St Neots just outside the edge of their 18-yard line. I've got the hiccups here for some reason. My apologies. So it'll be the goalkeeper Irons for St Neots will take this free kick as the wind just comes past our position here. And it's Irons chipping the ball forward here, looking for Sharif, but it's over his head and out for a throw to Slough. Looks like Sharif is playing number 9 this afternoon as the target man here that they go to when playing the ball forwards. Long throw by Wells. Comes off the head of Bradshaw. It's a throw to Slough. Taken quickly by Dobson, finding Flood. And Flood is upended for a throw to St Neots. Level with their 18-yard box. And it'll be Tom Wood who goes to take this throw for St Neots. Right by the away dugout area, so about halfway inside his own half. Long throw. And it's flicked on well by Sharif, and it's found Williams. Williams with the ball over for Sember Ferris. Ferris goes past and then slips over, and it's cleared by Hollis, looking for Flood. Flood wins the ball, comes off his head, and then comes into Coles, and Coles gets caught. And it's a free kick to Slough. And the St Neots management team having a go at the linesman because they thought that Sember Ferris had been fouled by Guy Hollis. And it looked like he did cross his path, but it's a free kick to Slough, around about 10 yards inside the Slough half. 10 minutes gone, and the St Neots management team is still having a go at the linesman. We'll wait for the free kick to come in for Slough from Matt Lench. It's about 40 yards away from goal. Lench chipping the ball into the box. It's a almost a free header for Nisbet at the far post. He just couldn't reach it. Just catches in the wind, and it's out of play. Stewart has just come over to have a word with one of the St Neots management team for his use of language. And now a fan has just come across too. As I think that we'll go with the play because Coles has the ball for Slough down this near hand side. He's got Warren Harris on the outside, and he finds him, and Harris here up against her, trying to find a bit of space. He comes to Fraser. Throws the ball in towards Lench, under pressure from Williams, back towards Fraser. Lovely the ball in towards Warren Harris. Ball gone out of play. Basically a fan in the main stand, which is where we are situated and where you'll be able to see the FC video highlights, as reported the assistant manager of St Neots, just for a use of language, as Hollis heads the ball away, comes here towards Togwell under pressure, and plays the ball out here towards Turner. And not the best of kicks by Turner. It comes here towards Bridges. First touch was good, but Knight's touch isn't, and it's come off ricochet from Dobson, but the win run back by Lench and finds Dobson now inside the centre circle for Slough, running down the right hand side. Warren Harris on the overlap. Oh, it's a lovely ball, chipped in by Warren Harris towards Flood. Oh, is it the post? And it's come back out, and the ball comes here to Luke Knight up here towards Broccoli with the ball forwards. Nabil Sharif tries to get there, but it's run by Lench, and Nisbet goes back towards his goalkeeper. So now hitting the post there. Lovely cross from Warren Harris, and it's volleyed by Flood. Ball here played forwards for Flood, and he does well to keep the ball in on the far hand side. Up against Parr, in towards Coles. Coles just beaten to the ball by Semby Ferris, but it's cleared by Bradshaw, and as far as Wells immediately closed down, but shrugs off the challenge of Williams, and now goes down the left hand side. Goes past Sember Ferris easily. Crosses at the far post. It's headed away. It'll come out. There's an offside though against Slough, and it'll be a free kick to St Neots. Yeah, so just a thing that the assistant manager of St Neots has, someone has taken a bit of annoyance to something, how he's said something, and pointing out that there are young kids in the stand, and he's immediately apologised and to the person who was upset, and it's all well and good. It's just heat of the moment. As Fraser heads the ball up, can only head it up, and then Hollis gets a second header. Luke Knight heads the ball high into the sky. Then Lynch is beaten to the ball. Then Hollis wins the header and finds Warren Harris. Harris down this right hand side, chipping the ball forward, looking for the run of Coles. Coles up here against Parr. Parr goes back towards the goalkeeper Irons, and Irons under pressure does well to clear the ball long. Only headed away though by Nisbet, but his header can't find Dobson, and it runs out of play and is out for a throw to St Neots on this near hand side by the away dugout. And it's Tom Wood who will take this throw for Slough, for St Neots, sorry. Headed away well by Wells. It'll come here towards Bridges. Bridges beaten to the ball here by Lynch. Lynch finds Warren Harris. Harris spreads it to Fraser. Fraser been urged to come forward. Up against Broccoli. Ball play forward, trying to find Warren Harris. Harris gets a touch to it, but just runs into Knight, and it's one back here by Bridges, and he plays the ball into the path of Semby Ferris. Semby Ferris now chance to run Togwell comes across and it's well won and intercepted by George Wells for Slough. And bringing the ball forwards, it's got Dobson on the outside left, in towards Flood. Flood little 1-2 to find Dobson. Dobson just has Coles up with him. Chips the ball to the far hand side. Warren Harris comes in, takes a touch, shoots, is blocked, comes back out. Oh, great defending by Hurdy. Blocked the first shot and then while on the ground manages to hook the ball out, but only as far as Fraser. And Fraser's ball finds Togwell. Slough inside the St Neots half. Ball comes out here towards Wells. Wells ball in finds Flood. Flood on the edge of the box. Turns, gets bundled over there and there's a clash. The referee should stop this for a head injury. And he does do as well. James, get it right. Chris Flood is the player who calls it to the referee's attention there. As Flood tried to turn away from the defender, he just ran into the player. I think it's Bridges who is down injured for St Neots, and the game stops. So while the game is stopped, we have played 15 minutes here at Arbour Park. We will try and give you some latest scores from the Southern Premier League. Weymouth 0. Weymouth are away to Hereford 0-0 in that one. Just going to see if we can find you any scores going on in the games today. It's Stratford 1, Frome 0, I think. And it is, yep. Dorchester is 0-0. Let's just see what we can find for you. We'll try and find some latest scores for you. There's just Bridges who's the player that's getting some treatment here for that head injury at the moment. So Slough lead here after 15 minutes, 1-0 through Perry Coles on his debut. And apart from what does it say Stratford? I don't understand. It says here Frome playing Bishop Stortford, but apparently Frome said Stratford has scored, unless that's the person's name. So I don't know. But Frome are losing 1-0. Whatever. Whoever they seem to think they're playing, they're behind 1-0 at the moment. And our friends at FC Video said, according to Twitter, Jack Bradshaw has replaced the injured Liam McDevitt. Or Liam McDevitt placing Jack Bradshaw. We don't know. It's not on our list, but we believe there's a change to the St Neots lineup. So it might not be Bradshaw, it might be McDevitt who's playing. As Bridges has come off the field and Slough give the ball back to the St Neots goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper has the ball in his hands. And long kick down the field here, looking for Sharif. It's come off the head of Dobson. Dobson can't keep the second ball in. It's gone out of play for a throw. And good afternoon to Will Reese, who's listening. As Bridges is now back on the field, he's okay. So certainly it's back to their 11 men. Ball played in, and Wells clears it, hits Dobson, and goes out of play for another throw to St Neots by the home dugout. Played in, looking for Williams. Williams tries to hook the ball into the box. It's headed away by Nisbet. Comes to Togwell. Togwell backheaders the ball out, only as far as Knight. Knight stolen of the ball of Flood, and then Flood just overruns the ball. It's played forwards by Wood, cleared by Nisbet, and comes to Coles with a lovely touch. Ball ricochets kindly to Warren Harris here. Oh, and it's just beaten to the ball, but Fraser gets there to block the ball, and it's come off Fraser last for a throw to Slough at the moment. Slough with this 1-goal lead after 28 seconds here at Arbour Park. Game kicked off a little bit late with the last number of mascots, and it's a throw on the far hand side. It's flicked on well by Sharif, but comes off Warren Harris. It's out play for another St Neots throw, just about 10 yards inside the Slough half. Again, Heard the left back with this throw, headed away by Fraser. Slough have also hit the post through Chris Flood as well. And this time they're going to send forwards Taylor Parr for this long throw. And up comes Bradshaw, or we think it could be McDevitt, one of the two, we're not 100% sure. But the throw will come in on the far hand side from Heard. Put it into the box, headed off the head of Guy Hollis, comes to the edge here, and it's chased down by Williams and Wells, and it's Wells who gets to the ball, and it's out for a throw to St Neots. And again they're going to wait for Heard, the left back, to come across and take a long throw into the box, this time from the other side. And it's about 12 yards away from the corner flag of the penalty area of Slough. And again, Heard, this will catch in the wind, will this throw, and it goes towards the near post, and it's won by Nisbet, headed out for a corner. And just bear with me for a second. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to we've called in Bradshaw all game, but the corner comes in here from St Neots, goes to the far post, headed away by Nisbet. Bridges will keep the ball in, and it comes off a St Neots player last. It's out for a goal kick, sorry to say. So what it is, there's a bit of confusion here, is that there was a late change for St Neots with Bradshaw injured. Bradshaw isn't playing, it is McDevitt who's playing number 2, and hence he is the centre back. So we'll correct that, and we'll correct that from now on through our commentary. Long kick here by Turner, looking for Dobson. Dobson's little header in is picked up by Bridges. Bridges goes all the way back to his goalkeeper from distance, and irons the St Neots goalkeeper, does well. The ball played forwards, looking for Semby Ferris, but Wells does well to shield the ball, and out for a throw to Slough. Wells takes it quickly and finds Jack Turner. It's chased down by Sharif, but Turner's got a better kick this time, and a long ball catches in the wind. Dobson will try and keep that ball in. It's just caught, and Dobson does well to keep the ball in, and then crosses, but the cross is too close to the goalkeeper. In fact, the ball had gone out of play, and is in fact a goal kick to St Neots, but a dead ball goal kick, if that makes any sense. And it's the St Neots goalkeeper Irons, conceding after 28 seconds. He's the man to take this kick, catches again in the air, aimed at Sharif. Sharif does well to keep the ball in, but Togwell plays it, comes off Tom Wood, and is out for a throw to Slough. And Nisbet's just gone over with the manager. He's just got a bit of a bang to the side of the head, just making sure that he's okay. And the throw comes in from Wells, headed away by Williams. Trying to find Lench, but Sharif will head the ball on. Lench is there for Slough, plays it back towards the goalkeeper. Luke Knight chases it, but Turner's there first for Slough. And again, the ball catching in the wind that's coming across here, and it goes out of play for a throw to St Neots, level with their 18-yard box. And there's a the referee's just stopped it for the head injury to Mark Nisbet. It's actually his ear. And Nisbet has been told by the referee to come off the pitch. And Slough temporarily down to 10 men, but the throw's poor. It's volleyed away by Dobson. Ball comes here towards Hurd. Hurd heads it on, only as far as Lynch inside the centre circle of the St Neots half, and Lynch has the chance to play the ball in towards Coles. Coles wanted the ball in towards Flood, but Flood's been tackled by Sember Ferris. Ball played forward, but Togwell sitting in centre back at the moment for Slough. Chips the ball across, looking for Dobson again. Just catches in the strong wind here, and Nisbet will be just being checked over here by the linesman and is allowed to be back on. So Slough back up to 11 men. We are coming up to halfway through the first half of this first half. That made no sense at all, did it, really? There you go. Throw here coming from Wood. So flicked on by Sember Ferris. Comes off the side of his head. Togwell wins the next header. Dobson uses his body to hook the ball and then goes to chip it, but Bridges goes in and pushes James Dobson, and the referee will call him over. And in theory, by the letter of the law, when you put your hands to someone, it's a yellow card. But the referee being sensible here, just having a word with Bridges, saying it wasn't a foul. I've got one. Thank you. And it's now a throw to Slough, around about 10 yards inside the St Neots half, which George Wells will take and finds Dobson. Back here towards Wells. Wells under pressure from Sember Ferris. Goes back towards Turner in the Slough goal, who's just outside of his penalty area. And then loops the ball forwards for Slough. Flood trying to win it, but it's headed away by McDevitt. But Lynch wins the next header. Comes here towards Wood, beaten to the ball by Lynch. Lynch under pressure finds Wells. Played forwards, and it's taken down by McDevitt. And then Dobson can't block the ball. It's up here looking for Sharif, who does well. Controls the ball, played in towards Williams, but Fraser's come across to this near-hand side and manages to chip the ball out into the path of Warren Harris. Harris now bursting down that right-hand side, breaks into the St Neots half, then comes back towards Fraser. Ball played forwards first time. Volleyed clear though by Parr, goes straight out of play for a throw to Slough on the far-hand side. So the game has settled down a little bit here, with Slough scoring on 28 minutes. They've hit the post as well through Chris Flood, but apart from that ladder goal malfunction, and again the ball played forwards by Slough. It catches in the wind that's quite strong and cold here, and it's out of play. Into the arms of the goalkeeper, Irons. And a long kick by him. And this time Nisbet's underneath it for Slough. Flicked on by Lench, who gets arm to the face. And this time the referee picks that one up. And that'll be a free kick to Slough inside their own half. We'll try and find you some latest scores from the 7 Premier League for you. Unfortunately, there's no trains or red kites for me to chat about. Not like Kings Langley. Lovely place, Kings Langley. When the game's boring, you just watch the trains go past. Turner to take this free kick for Slough. 10 yards inside his own half. Plays it forwards, looking for Flood. Flood rises high, wins a header, but only flicks it towards the goalkeeper for St Neots, Finley Irons. It's an easy catch for the young goalkeeper. And long ball again by the goalkeepers, won by Nisbet. Comes here to Dobson, who flicks the ball up. Flood being manhandled, but plays the ball in to Dobson. It's cleared though in the end by Wood, and underneath it is Hollis, who gets a second chance to head it away. Flicked on by Togwell, trying to find Warren Harris, but it was won by Hurd, and this time Fraser, acrobatic header by him. Ball played forwards, looking on the far hand side for Broccoli, but it's well covered there by Guy Hollis, in towards Flood. Flood takes it on the chest and puts it into the path of Coles. Coles just lays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to go past McDevitt, and does so well. Crosses first time, far side. Again, Slough not compensating for this wind, and the cross by Warren Harris was too deep, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to St Neots. Willstone have taken the lead in the Bill-based FA Trophy away to Billericay. Billericay 0. Willstone 1. The goal coming from Bradley Bubb, who only signed for them earlier this week. And it's Wales who flicks the header on. Flicked on again by Dobson, but comes here and it's headed away, this time by Nisbet. And Williams will take this throw for St Neots, trying to find Semby Ferris, but the ball is cleared by George Wells. Comes off the head of Semby Ferris and out for a throw to Slough, halfway inside their own half. Coming up to 26.5 minutes gone here. Still Hereford 0, Weymouth 0. And it's Wells that will take this throw for Slough. And Flood heads it on, headed on though by Luke Knight. Nisbet waits for the ball, but Narif doesn't and comes through past this near hand side. Sharif trying to get the cross in, but I can't see anything because people are in the way. Goals for in the other games. It's St Neots 1, Farnborough 2 is the latest score in that game. So St Neots have got their first game on a Saturday at home and they're losing 2-1 to Farnborough. They should have maybe just called it off. It's going to be a goal kick here for Slough to take with Jack Turner. And Turner just waiting for this breeze to die down a little bit before he takes his kick. Every time he tries to take the kick, the ball is just blowing off the artificial grass here at Slough. And this time he manages to catches in the wind that's now blowing the opposite direction. Dobson hits him on the back. Cole's trying to get there for Slough, but comes off Dobson last. It's a throw to St Neots. And it's Wood with the throw. Well run by Wells. Comes through to Togwell. Togwell just helps the ball on, but Parr that's underneath it. But Togwell wins the header and finds Warren Harris. Harris has got Fraser on the outside. Gets a little push by Luke Knight. Fraser plays it here towards Guy Hollis. Hollis chipping the ball forwards. And headed away by McDevitt. It's a good header here that will come through to Sember Ferris. Heads it off the foot of Wells and goes out of play for a throw to St Neots. Taken quickly here and found Williams. Williams can turn on the spot. Plays it in. Lovely little touch by Broccoli to Sember Ferris. Ball overhit by him, but does eventually come to Hurd. Hurd ball back in towards Sember Ferris. Played back out looking for Hurd on the overlap, but Fraser comes across to clear the ball. And we should have a steward up here somewhere, but we haven't. And it's a throw on the far hand side to St Neots. Hurd will take it halfway inside the Slough half on the far hand side. And again, the ball will catch in this bitterly cold wind. It's played for, it's headed across goal, and the referee pulls it back for a push on Sean Fraser, and it'll be a free kick to Slough inside their own penalty area. So there you go, that's finished quite quickly. We'll just see if we've got some latest scores for you from the Southern Premier League for you. That's just while we wait for this free kick to be taken by Turner. Ball aimed towards Dobson, doesn't come off the head of anyone, and it's out of play for a throw to St Neots. So the latest scores: Banbury 0, Kings Langley 0, Basingstoke 0, Hitchin 0, Biggleswade 0, Redditch 0, Bishop Stortford 1, Froome 0, Chesham 0, Kettering 0, Dorchester 0, Dunstable 0, and sorry, there's some language going on there. Gosport 0, Stratford 0, Hereford 0, Weymouth 0. Dobson hooks the ball clear, and Coles will chase it. And then hooked clear by Taylor Parr. Ball playing in a lot of time in the air. Sharif takes it down well, and being forced away from goal, but still runs with the ball, and almost gives the ball away here, but finds Hurd on the far hand side. Under pressure looking for Broccoli. Broccoli does well, but Warren Harris comes across and comes off him for a throw. The other ones are Slough 1, St Neots 0, St Ives 1, Farnborough 2, Tiverton 0, Kings Lynn 0. And a shot from distance comes from Bridges. It came from distance, and it's landed a fair distance away from the goal as well. So still Slough with this 1 goal lead here. We have played 30 minutes here at the moment. And Dorchester have just taken the lead. It's Dorchester 1, Dunstable 0. As we wait for Turner to take this goal kick, aimed towards Dobson, up against Wood. Comes off Wood last, and it is finally a throw to Slough on this near hand side. This tactic finally working. They're going to leave it for Wells to take. And Wells comes across to take this throw for Slough by the away dugout, about 25 yards away. Back in towards Dobson. Dobson under pressure, tries to play the ball. It comes off Dobson while he's on the ground, and is a throw to St Neots. And Slough just trying to waste a little bit of time, but it'll be a throw to St Neots here, and it'll be Tom Wood to take this throw. Long throw by him, aimed again to Sharif, but Wells gets his body in the way there, headed away by a fan in the field, but the ball thrown in poor. Wells intercepts, plays it forwards. Volley clear by Parr, won by Warren Harris. His header only finds Hurd on the far hand side, immediately under pressure by 2 Slough players, but finds Broccoli. Broccoli tries to knock the ball past Fraser, doesn't get it, and Fraser does well, finds Warren Harris. Ball for Coles to chase. Parr's there first though for St Neots. So ball played here, looking for Sharif, who does well to win the header, and then flicked on by Sember Ferris. Lynch trying to get there first, but it'll come through to Hollis, who smacks that one. That's out of play. And the competition to see who can hit the ball highest into the sunny sky is currently being won by I think Taylor Parr, but that one was close though by Slough. So was having trouble getting the ball back. And it's a throw here to St Neots by the away dugout. Excuse me. And Wood has taken an extra 10 yards on that. Wells wins the header away. Comes off Bridges last. Lynch wins it for Slough. In towards Dobson. Dobson's ball forwards. But Coles is virtually playing up front on his own. Togwell with the header. Finds Cole. Little dink header finds Warren Harris. Harris being urged to go down that right hand side. Still running with the ball. Crosses first time. Floods in there for Slough. Gets a touch to it but can't direct it goalwards. And that's out of play for a goal kick. 33 minutes gone here at Arbour Park. And Slough with the 1 goal lead, scored by Perry Coles on his debut in 28 seconds. Home debut, I should say, sorry. And it's Irons with this goal kick. Aimed again to Sharif. Well won again by George Wells, who seems to be picking up Sharif when he comes close to this side. And again, it's a throw to St Neots just inside the Slough half, and this time Tom Wood, who's I hope he doesn't measure anything for a living, but he's got to have it again in an extra 5 yards. His throw is flicked on well by Sharif, headed away by Nisbet, comes to Lynch, hits him on the back, and the ball comes to Sharif. Good tackle though by Nisbet, ball still bouncing around. And ball goes out of play. Couldn't see anything there because people were walking down the stairs. It's a throw to St Neots, taken quickly by Wood and finds Williams in the corner. Williams caught by Dobson, and both players are down, but it's a free kick to St Neots right by the corner flag. And it'll be, I think it's Hereford is going to go across to take this free kick for St Neots. It's almost going to be like a corner, but about 2 feet in either way from the corner, the sideline and the byline. And it is Hereford that goes to take this throw. So now with some marking to do. It's a good defensive header by George Wells again. And it's come out of play here for another throw to St Neots. Now under a lot of pressure here at the moment. And they'll be grateful for that early goal that they've scored. Hereford again with this long throw into the box. It's a good throw. It's flicked on well, only as far as Nisbet, who chests the ball down and then hammers it long. Floods underneath it for Slough, trying to win it, but Luke Knight's there, plays the ball down, only as far as Dobson. Dobson's touch is heavy, and it'll be won back here by Knight, who goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. And Irons has the ball at his feet, just inside his own area, plays it forward. Oh, flicked on really well by Broccoli, but Sharif couldn't get on the end of it, and it goes towards the goalkeeper for Slough, Jack Turner. It's an easy gather for the Slough goalkeeper. Biggleswade have taken the lead at home to Redditch. Biggleswade 1, Redditch 0. And again, the ball just catches in the wind as it's played for. Cole's trying to play the ball down, chasing the ball on, headed away by Wood, flicked on by Bridges, who heads it towards his own goalkeeper from distance. And it's Irons who has the ball just outside his area, plays the ball looking for the run of Sharif. Nisbet's there for Slough and plays it back towards Turner. Turner can clear long, looking for Dobson, and it's gone out of play for a throw to St Neots. Seems to be the order of the day, isn't it? It's now clearing down this left hand side and the ball going out of play for a throw. And it's again Wood with the throw. Sharif this time flicks the ball on, looking for Sember Ferris. Comes here towards Lynch. Lynch clears, and it comes and hits someone on the back of the head in the stand. And yeah, not the best of games at the moment. Apart from the first couple of minutes, it's been a bit catchy in the windy kind of game. It's Wood with the throw again, looking for Sharif. Sharif does well to hold the ball up down this by the corner flag, trying to play it in and plays it off Wells for a corner. Good play by the St Neots striker. It's a corner to St Neots. And again, the left back Hereford is the player that comes across to take this corner. And it will be an in-swinging corner for Slough to defend. Williams standing next to the ball just in case. But it is played into the box, and it's too close to the goalkeeper, who under pressure from Parr does well to hold the ball up. And immediately Luke Knight just dropped in as a third defender just to stop the quick attack by Slough. And in the end, Turner's rolled the ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson with the ball forwards. It's hooked clear. Slough can't get hold of it in the midfield here at the moment. But the ball's here with Lynch. Plays it out towards Fraser. Fraser crosses the halfway line and finds Warren Harris. Back here towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure from Broccoli will find his goalkeeper Turner just outside of his area. Long ball by him. Catches in the air, looking for Warren Harris. Harris flicks the header on, and Parr with the clearance comes here towards Sembi Ferris. Under pressure from Togwell. Togwell trying to get there, but Sembi Ferris holds him off well and finds Wood. Wood's ball is kept in well by Williams, but only towards Nisbet. He takes it on the chest and then hooks the ball clear. Comes back out towards Nisbet, and a late flag has given a free kick to Slough for some strange reason. And the assistant manager here is of St Neots has had a little chat with the linesman. It's not the first decision that he hasn't agreed with. So now take the free quickly and play it across here by Wells towards Fraser. Fraser then chips the ball, but again it catches in this strong wind, headed away by Hereford. Fraser gets there first, finds Togwell. Togwell being forced backwards. Lovely little ball though by him, finds Warren Harris. Luke Knight comes across, plays it off his foot and goes out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And just wait for the throw to come in on the far hand side by Sean Fraser. It's beaten everyone. It's hooked clear by Parr, only as far as Fraser. Fraser's ball takes a ricochet, smashed into the sky by Bridges. Looking for Sharif. Comes off the head of Nisbet, and that will roll all the way back to the goalkeeper Turner, who just flicks the ball up and puts it into his hands. And then a long kick down the field by him, looking for Dobson on this far hand side. Comes off the head of Wood. Lynch trying to flick the ball onto Wells, but Wells wasn't in position, and it's now a throw to St Neots. Wood will take it for the Saints on the halfway line. Again gains another 5 yards. Headed away well by Wells, but will come back in towards Wood. Volleys the ball in. Trying to find Broccoli. Smash clear by Nisbet, but catches in the air and comes through to Hurd. Hurd on the edge of the box. Looks to shoot. And it comes off Warren Harrison and out for another corner to St Neots on the far hand side. And apart from the 2 efforts that Slough have had where they've scored and hit the post, they've not really been in the game. It's St Neots playing with the wind. Well, most of the time it's with the wind, and then sometimes the wind seems to be coming across the pitch. And Slough deal. It's a corner on the far hand side. Hurd takes it. It'll be an outswing corner. Goes to the near post. Headed off by Nisbet, and that'll go out of play for a throw to St Neots right by the corner flag on the far hand side. And again, Hurd, who's doing a lot of running across the pitch, the left back. He's just taken the corner now. Comes across to take the throw on this near side. And it's Hurd with this long throw into the box. It's headed away by Wells. Comes off Wells. It's a corner to St Neots. And again, Hurd standing in the right place will take this corner. It'll be an in-swinging corner for St Neots. Slough just got to be careful of Williams coming for the short corner. And it still hasn't taken the corner yet. A bit of ball played in to the far hand side. Catches in the wind. And it goes in the goal. Has he scored? Has he given it as a goal? I think that St Neots, I don't know if we've equalised or not. It's a really strange decision. I could guess from the fact that we're not taking a kick-off that there has been a foul against Jack Turner. I didn't see a foul. I thought that basically the corner came in, it caught in the wind and went straight in the goal, but the referee says there's a foul on the goalkeeper, and it's a free kick to Slough inside their penalty area. Not many St Neots players seem to argue it, so maybe there was more in it than I saw. And the ball heading up in the air by Luke Knight comes to Dobson. Dobson's ball isn't the best, and Hurd is seen a lot of the ball. Headed away though by Nisbet. Comes here towards Lynch. Lynch finds Hollis. Hollis leaves it for Turner. Turner smashes the ball long for Flood to chase on this near hand side. Wood with the header, but it comes here towards Dobson. Dobson being closed down. Crossed in first time. Oh, and it's almost an own goal by Taylor Parr, who slid to stop the cross, reaching Warren Harris at the far hand side. He played it back across his own goal, and just wide of the post it goes for a corner to Slough. And just a reminder that you will be able to see goal clips later today from our friends at FC Video, and highlights later on over the weekend. And Slough with a corner here. Lynch has come across to take this corner for the Rebels. It's going to be an in-swinging corner. No post is off the line by Luke Knight. Comes across here. Headed away. Warren Harris will try and get his body in the way. I think it was from Nisbet's header. Ball comes here towards Togwell. Togwell spreads it to find Lynch again. Lynch takes a touch. Controls. Back on his right foot. Crosses. This away. Only as far as Togwell. Togwell will have to stretch. Stretches he does and manages to get the ball here towards Hollis on the right hand side. Hollis goes past Broccoli and now brings the ball forwards and plays it straight at Luke Knight, who's just blocked the ball on the line and then defending well. Slough should have had a second there, but Nisbet's header from the corner cleared off the line by Luke Knight, and Slough have had 3 chances. They've hit the target each time, but still only have the 1 goal, and we wait for Hollis to go across now to take this throw on the far hand side for Slough. It'll be a long throw into the box for the Rebels, and we will give you the half-time scores as we see them. As the throw comes into the box, Dobson flicks the ball onto the far post. It's Coles with a second on his debut. Perry Coles has headed in from a yard out. Perry Coles makes it 2 to the Rebels on the 44th minute of the game. So he scores in the first minute and scores a minute before time. Perry Coles with his second on his debut, and including the goals he scored for Farnborough, is now up to 15 in the league. And Slough 2-0 up here, and We're just going to try and find some of the half times for you. So just bear with me while we just run through those as we wait for St Neots to take the goal kick. And it's a strange one here for Slough. 4 efforts have gone on target. They've scored 2 of them as Wood plays the ball straight out of play. Oh my word. Right, let's just have a look, see if we can find some latest. We'll get the half-time scores for you. As we wait for this throw to come in by George Wells on this left-hand side, looking for Flood. Comes clear. It's going to be McDevitt who flicks the ball on. Ball bounces around, hits Sharif on the back, but he controls the ball and finds Flood. Knight. Knight out towards Hurd. Hurd lead a ball in to find Broccoli. Broccoli back here towards Knight. Knight chips the ball forwards, looking for Sharif. It's a good tackle by Hollis, and it's out for a throw to St Neots. It's about 10 yards inside the Slough half, and it's Hurd that takes it, looking for the run of Broccoli, but he's tracked by Warren Harris. Ball still in with Broccoli, does well to turn, then back in towards Hurd. Hurd crosses first time. It's a good header by Nisbet. There'll be 2 minutes of added time, which we are into here. Quick throw here, looking for Williams. Williams does well to keep the ball in, and does well even to get it to Hurd. Hurd, little ball in, finds Broccoli. Broccoli turns inside the box, just being forced wide. Back out here towards Williams. Williams on the edge of the penalty area, looking to try and make some space. Does really well, makes a bit of space. Hits it straight at Lynch. The ball comes back out here towards Broccoli. Broccoli with the ball into the box, headed away well by Nisbet. It comes on the far hand side. Knight will leave it for a throw to St Neots on this near hand side. And it's Hurd that goes across to take this throw for St Neots. And we're just still waiting for the throw to come in. And it comes into the near post, headed away by Wells, out for a corner to St Neots. And we'll just wait for the ball to come back in before Hurd can take this corner. It'll be an in-swinging corner for Slough to defend here. And just waiting for Hurd to get the ball. He hasn't been given the ball yet to come back on, but he finally takes the corner. It's a good corner, and it's a goal for St Neots, scored by Sharif on 45 plus 2. And it's a corner again, right underneath the goalkeeping post, and Sharif heads it in from about 2 yards out to give it Slough 2, St Neots 1. And that will be in. That's the 45 plus 2 minutes for the timing of that goal. And it's Slough with the kick-off. There's going to be not much time. Ball played into Lynch, and that is the last action here of the first half. And it's Slough 2, St Neots 1. Slough scoring after 28 seconds through Perry Coles on his home debut. He then grabbed the second for the Rebels with a goal on 44 minutes from a neat header from the near side. But then on stoppage time of the first half, St Neots have got a goal back here. And again, the corners that St Neots have been taking in this wind have been putting Slough under some pressure. And Sharif headed in from a few yards out. And it is at half-time. Slough 2, St Neots 1. We'll give you all of the latest scores. We have just got loads of people walking past at the moment, so we're just going to wait for them to come past before we read you out the half-time scores. And it's we're just going to wait there. So again, if you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, you can do so either via Twitter, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio, or on the comment section, which I will go to in a second. And I'm getting a very strange thing here. I'm getting told that one result is 1-1 and another is 0-0. So we're going to wait for the scores to come through, and we'll update you with those scores in a second. I am just going to wait for a few more people just to wander past before we give those out. And okay, I don't know what's going on, but Kings Langley are tweeting that they are 1-1 with Banbury. Banbury are tweeting, what game are you watching? Because it's 0-0. So there you go. I don't know what's going on in that game. I think apparently it is 0-0. We are going to find you the other scores as well for you. And just running through those for you now. And we'll just run through some of those. And we'll be back in a couple of seconds with the scores. And like I say, the up-and-coming games for the Rebels. On Tuesday, weather permitting, Slough will be away to Royston. And a little quiz question for you. I've already given you one of the answers just there. But what 4 teams haven't Slough played in the league so far this season? There are 4 sides so far. Yeah. Right. And 4 sides that Slough haven't played a league game against in the Southern Premier League this season. Can you name those 4? I have just given you one of them because it's Tuesday's game. And there you go. So we'll keep an eye on that. And if you want to either tweet me what you think the answer is or put it on the comments page on the YouTube that you're listening to during halftime, and I'll give you the actual scores. I'll give you the actual answers to that at the end of the half-time, before the start of the second half. So I will run through the scores for you. It's half-time. Banbury 0, Kings Langley 0. It's Biggleswade 1, Redditch 0, Bishop Stortford 1, Frome 0, Chesham 0, Kettering 0, Dorchester 1, Dunstable 0, Gosport 0, Stratford 0, Hereford 0, Weymouth 0, St Ives 1, Farnborough 2, Tiverton 0, Kings Langley 0, and we are having a slight problem trying to get the Hitchin score because it hasn't seemed to have come through yet. So we'll see if we can find that for you, and we'll give you some scores from other leagues in a second as well. And just trying to find that Hitchin score for you. And we're still waiting to see if it comes up. I don't know if Hitchin are there. I don't know what's going on. I haven't got a score. So I don't know what's going on in that game, but there's no score through yet. So there you go. Maybe there's a delay in the kickoff. So there you go. So I'll try and give you some scores from the other leagues around. There's also the Build Base FA Trophy. I won't give you scores in the Premier League because I know that some of you like to watch Match of the Day. And we are just trying to find something wrong with the computer, I think. We'll go to League 1. It's Bristol Rovers 0, Scunthorpe 0, Bury 2, Gillingham 0, Charlton 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Fleetwood 0, Milton Keynes 1, Northampton 0, Oxford 0. Oldham versus Southend was postponed. Peterborough 0, AFC Wimbledon 0, Plymouth 1, Bradford City 0, Portsmouth 0, Blackpool 1, Rotherham 0, Doncaster 1, Walsall 1, Blackburn 2, and Wigan 1, Rochdale 0. In Skybet League 2, it's Accrington Stanley 0, Cambridge 0, Chesterfield 1, Swindon 0, Colchester 0, Barnet 0, Forest Green Rovers 2, Crawley 0, Grimsby 0, Exeter 1, Lincoln 1, Crewe 1, Luton 0, Cheltenham Town 1, Mansfield 1, Coventry 0, Notts County 0, Stevenage 0, Port Vale 0, Newport County 0. We've got Wickham 0, Morecambe 3, and Yeovil Town 0, Carlisle 4. Apparently, in the Build Base FA Trophy, the half-time score is Billericay 1, Wealdstone 4. Apparently, is the score that I've got there. I'm not sure how correct that is, but There you go. That's what it says, but we don't know. Okay, so good afternoon to Fitzroy Brown, who's listening as well. So your little quiz question is, which 4 teams haven't Slough played in the league so far this season? One of them I have just told you because it's the up-and-coming game on Tuesday. So that's one of them. So there are 4 sides that Slough haven't played in the league. Can you name them? That's our half-time quiz for you. And we're just a little bit cold here at Arbour Park. The bar just filling up nicely with everyone watching the scores there. So we're going to see if we can find you some updated scores here. For some reason my computer's I think my computer's so cold it's given up the ghost. So there you go. We're going to see if we can just give that a little kick and come back to that. So yeah, I haven't got it. So we're just going to run through some for you. Hendon 0, Lowestoft 1, St Albans 0, Chippenham 0. Yeah, just waiting for. Just trying to look for that other one. Enjoy your cups of tea at half time. I haven't got one yet. So we're just going to see what's going on. We're going to just give you some details of the up-and-coming games for the Rebels. So Tuesday, Slough will be away to Royston Town. Please bear with us, obviously, that game is subject to the weather. There's a bit of a cold snap coming. So please be aware that that game could be called off. So keep an eye on that. I don't know what's going on. I think my computer's dying. It's so cold. I have to give it a little rub. Some of the games have already started, the second half. And we'll keep you up to date with, again, the scores. We're a bit late kicking off here in the first half with all the mascots here. I can give you a half-time from the south and west. It's Hazen Yelling 1, Ashford Town Middlesex 2. And we're just still missing a couple of scores, but they haven't come through yet. So I can tell you that Chalvey Sports, who are ground sharing here at Arbour Park, they play sometimes on the Saturdays when Slough aren't here. They're 0-0 away with Long Crendon. And we would like to also wish good luck to the Berks and Bucks sides in the FA Vars quarter-finals. Bracknell Town are one of them, Windsor are one, and Fatcham Town. All 3 of those sides from the Berks and Bucks area are in the FA Vars. That's like the one below that Slough can get into. Those sides are in the FA Vars this afternoon, and we hope that they are having a good turnout. We haven't got anything yet. Michael Fleming wants to know what's the score. The score is Slough 2, St Neots 1. It's half-time with a late kick-off. Slough taking the lead through Perry Coles on 28 seconds. Perry Coles then got the second of the game, and his second for Slough on 44 minutes with a close-range header from a couple of yards out. And then in the 2 minutes of added time, St Neots got a goal back through their striker Nabil Sharif, who scored with a header from a few yards out. So half-time score here is Slough 2, St Neots 1. And apparently the rugby finished in a draw between Ireland and Wales. So there you go. We're just waiting for the 2 sides to come out for the start of the second half. And like I say, if you do right, the half time was Basingstoke 1, Hitchin 0. It's only just come through. So there you go. Some of the games have already started. In the other one, Chesham versus Kettering has kicked off, and Frome away to Bishop Stortford. those games have kicked off already, and the starts of the second half are a little bit late here. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, my name is Aid. You can contact us either on Twitter, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio, or you could do so via the YouTube's comment section on what you're watching. Should be a little comment section will come through, and it will come through to us, and we'll give you a shout out like we have done for some of the other people who have been on already. So we are just killing a bit of time here at the moment. We're just going to, while watching the Slough substitutes go through a few routines, and I'm sure that the players are going to try and stay in that warm dressing room as long as possible, because bitterly cold wind here at Arbour Park, although it's sunny, although the sun dropping behind us now and is causing a large shadow on the pitch. So it'll be the end that St Neots will be attacking, was the bit that's gone cold. And so the other games for Slough next Saturday, Slough will be away to Weymouth. That is on the 3rd of March. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. And then the following Tuesday, which is the 6th of March, Slough are away to Basingstoke. And that will be a 7:45 kickoff on a Tuesday evening. So those are your up-and-coming games. And please remember that Royston game is subject to the weather. Their game today has already been called off at 9 o'clock this morning. And so their game has already succumbed to the weather today. So please look at the social media sites and websites of both of those clubs to see updates, as it's due to get colder. So we are due a cold snap. And we've just got some young kids mucking around, and no. And we've just been asked to find the FA Vars scores, so we're just going to see if we can find those for a couple of people. And we'll see if we can find that for you. So Bracknell are losing to Marsk United. Just going to find the Windsor score and the Fasham score if we can. I know that Windsor have gone all the way up to Stockton-on-Tees for their game. So up past Middlesbrough. So they've had a long journey. And we'll see if we can find the half-time score from that game. Can't seem to find a Windsor website, unfortunately. So there you go. And we'll have a look, see if we can find one from Fatcham. I think everything's so cold at the moment, nothing's working. I think that's what the problem is. And it keeps coming up and saying, I think it's because it's so cold, even the computer doesn't want to work. So the scores from the FA Vars are Melksham Town 0, Fatcham 0. Leighton Town 0, Northwich 1. Oh, hold on a minute, people, because I'm going to have to write this down for him. Right, so would it be easier if I did that? Do you want me to do both of them? I'll do this together. Is that working? Are we on? Hello. Right, the latest scores from the FA Vars quarter-final are Melksham Town 0, Fatcham 0. It's Leighton Town 0, Northwich 1. Bracknell 0, Marsk United 1. And Stockton Town 2, Windsor 0. There you go. So those are your latest scores. You see, even I'm doing the tannoy as well as the commentary. So there you go. And a little bit later after the game, I'll be in the bar serving. So if you are here, to come and say hello. I'll be the one working and running around. Dunstable have equalised in their game against Dorchester. It's Dorchester 1, Dunstable 1. There's still no sign. The players have just started to come out for the start of the second half. Just waiting for the referee here. And we have everyone out here at the moment. Slough players just going through hokey cokey just to get a little bit warm here, as it's bitterly cold here at Arbour Park. Thankfully I have about 6 layers on, which is helping. And Stratford Town have taken the lead at Gosport Boroughs. Gosport 0, Stratford 1. And we are just waiting for the start of the second half. Slough will have the kick-off. They will be shooting from left to right. And it's just waiting for the referee, Mr. Simpson, to get everything underway. No substitutions. So the 2 starting lineups for the second half are for St Neots. It's Finley Irons in goal. 2 is Liam McDevitt. 3, Johnny Hurd. 4 is the captain, Luke Knight. 5 is Tom Wood. 6, Taylor Parr. 7, Dion Semby Ferris. 8, David Bridges. 9, Nabil Sharif. 10, Daniel Williams. 11, Stephen Broccoli for the Rebels as the game kicks off. In goal for Slough's Jack Turner. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is the captain, Mark Nisbet. 6, Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Matt Lynch. 9, Perry Coles. 10, Chris Flood. And 11, Warren Harris. Coles has the ball here at the moment. And loses it, and McKnight comes across and clears well, and Sharif comes and tries to get a touch to it, but it will come here towards Nisbet, who puts it into the outside play, and it's out of play for a throw to St Neots halfway inside their own half. And we can't see because people have just stood right in the way. And the ball will be thrown on here by Hurd, long throw by him, headed away by Togwell, only as far as Knight. Knight gets past Coles, chips the ball down the outside, and the ball has been cleared by Guy Hollis and out for a throw to St Neots. It's about level with the 18-yard box of the Slough penalty area on the far side, so on our left side of me, so it's still on the west side stand. And it's Hurd that will take this throw into the box, into the sun. It's bouncing around. It comes around, hits Togwell, and an appeal for a penalty, but the ball's cleared here by Fraser. Looking for Flood. Missed, and it's flung through to Coles. Coles got a chance. He's bursting 30 yards out. Gets into the box. He's got Chris Flood with him if he needs him. Coles is hit the post. Comes to Dobson. He hits it wide. Perry Coles does not like that end of the pitch. That was where he blocked the ball on the line for Farnborough against Slough, with just the goalkeeper to beat. He hits the post and the rebound is flashed wide by Dobson, and Slough have hit the woodwork for the second time this afternoon, and that really should have been a debut hat-trick for Coles. That is a poor miss by the man, but he'll come back and grab a third. Headed away here by Hollis from the goal kick, comes to Knight, only as far as Wells. Wells just puts it again up into that sunny sky. Balls come here towards Lynch, trying to find Coles. Hook's cleared by Taylor Parr, and the ball over the top gives Sean Fraser some running to do. Up against Broccoli, and it's well cleared by Fraser to find Warren Harris. Beaten to the ball by Knight, and it comes off the top of his head and goes out for a throw to Slough on the left-hand side. I think that will be the common thing again. The wind seems to be coming across the stadium here. It's going to be Guy Hollis that's going to come across to take the throw for Slough. Looking for Flood. Flood can't get to it. Comes off Parr and is out for a throw to Slough. And again, can't see because people are stood in the way. And I can't see what's happening because people just still stood in the way. And okay, a throw's come in from Hollis, bouncing around. Dobson gets a flick onto it. It's hooked clear, and Knight's underneath it. Ball bouncing around inside the box. Does hit the hand. Slough don't get a penalty, and then Sammy Ferris can bring the ball away here for St Neots. Up against, finds Sharif. Sharif just have to hold the ball up. Togwell gets a tackle in, and it's won back by Wells. He does well to keep the ball in on the far hand side. Crosses first time, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. And that's an easy catch. And again, this time it's Slough's turn to appeal for a penalty, but to still no avail. And the ball in the hand. And the referee gets some abuse from a lot of Slough fans here. As Irons takes the kick down. It comes through to Sharif. He flicks the ball on. Finds Broccoli. Broccoli on the edge of the box. Gets the block in, but it's shot, but it's blocked by Slough. Ball comes in towards Dobson. He just overruns it. And McDevitt plays it on the far hand side. It's been kept in. It's a throw to Slough. The referee is just going to come over to have a word with the Slough Town management, and Neil Baker's being sent off. Neil Baker is being sent off by the referee. He's been asked to leave the pitch for his reaction. Neil Baker is not happy and has been sent off. And there you go. So Neil Baker gets to watch the view from a good position. And the referee just checking to make sure that you're up here, Bakes. We might even get a game of football sometime soon. The game will hopefully restart with a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And it's headed away though by Sember Ferris. Ball come back out here towards Wales. Will take the throw in on the far hand side. And headed away by McDevitt. Comes out here towards Sember Ferris. His ball's blocked. Slough can't win it. It's won by Bridges. And it's been Bridges trying to bring it out. And finds the left back Hurd. Hurd bringing the ball forwards. Comes into the shadows. Takes a touch inside towards Broccoli. Broccoli with a touch. Goes across here towards Williams. Back out now to the right back Wood. Wood finds Sember Ferris. His ball in is easily won by Nisbet and finds Matt Lynch. Lynch just runs into Sember Ferris. Knocks him over. And then ball played forward here, looking for a flood on this far side. Comes off the head of Knight and out for a throw. And the Slough joint manager, Neil Baker, is not far from behind us, so we might catch his views later. And it's a throw to Slough here, level the 18-yard box of the St Neots half. And they're going to leave it for Guy Hollis to put a long throw into the box. And maybe when Mr. Baker's calmed down, we might see if he's ever been sent off before.
I haven't. Never.
Not even as a player?
Twice.
Oh, twice, never as a manager, but there's a first. Hollis with this long throw into the box. Catching in the wing, comes to the edge of the box. Well, Lynch trying to get there, but it's won by St Neots here with Williams. But he's been shrugged off the ball. The referee says that that's a foul, and it's a free kick to St Neots. And it's an entertaining start to the second half here. Knight takes his free quickly, trying to find Sember Ferris on the far hand side. Won by Wells, and his header finds Dobson. Dobson hits it straight at Wood, and it goes straight out of play for a throw to Slough on the halfway line. Quickly taken by Flood in towards Dobson towards Flood. Sorry, then back out here towards Wells. And Wells just bringing the ball forward. Oh, that's a terrible ball by Wells. It's recovered well by Sean Fraser. And Fraser, ball over the top, looking for the run of Coles. Coles will chase this with Parr. And Parr sees the ball out for a goal kick to St Neots. So it's still Slough 2, St Neots 1 here. But the news that after an appeal for a penalty by Slough, but turned down, it's Neil Baker standing in the stands. Weymouth have just scored a goal from their debutant Myrie Williams. It's 1-0 to Weymouth. Flood winning the header on the far hand side. Comes to Warren Harris, plays the ball down, and it comes off Knight, and that will go out for it just curls out just before the corner flag. It's a throw to Slough. Hollis is going down to take this one. And it'll be a long throw into the box for Slough. Banbury 0, Kings Langley 0, still the latest score in that game. And we will keep you updated with the other scores in the Southern Premier League as we just wait for this throw from Hollis. He's right by the corner flag, is Hollis. He's going to put a long throw into the box for the Rebels. And launches in, goes in with something. Easy catch though by the goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping that by the young lad. And the ball is with the St Neots goalkeeper Irons, who plays a long kick down the field, looking again for Sember Ferris. Well cut out by Wells. Flicked on by Togwell. Ball bounces around and finds Dobson. Dobson, lovely little flick, finds Coles. Coles turns, holds the ball up, plays it out here towards Flood. Flood on this near right hand side, crosses in low. Dobson tries to leave it. It's come round and Hurd gets a chance to clear right by his corner flag. Flood chases him down, comes off Flood last and out for a throw for St Neots right by the corner flag. And it's Hurd who goes across to take this for St Neots. Takes a lot of their throws and free kicks. The diminutive left back just standing by the corner flag. Gets some distance on his throw. Didn't come in play, did it? It did. Hooked away by Fraser. Coles misses the ball. Headed here towards Nisbet. He plays the ball over the top. Headed back to the goalkeeper by Wood. But McDevitt. And it's in the hands of the all-orange clad Finley Irons, a young goalkeeper for St Neots. And still has the ball in his hands here. Don't know what he's waiting for. And takes a kick. It catches again in the wind and eases up. It's come through here towards Togwell. Togwell's header flicked on. Headed on then again by Wood. Ball down the field for Coles to chase. McDavid comes across, heads it back to his goalkeeper just in front of Perry Coles. And it's with Irons again. And Irons again just trying to... I think he's waiting for some of his players to get a little bit further out. The wind coming across the pitch is... Coles is just standing right in front of him. He takes a kick. It's not the best of kicks. It's flicked on well though by Knight. Headed away by Hollis. Comes here towards Warren Harris. Takes a touchdown. Knight gets a touch into it, but can't keep it in. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. And Slough will leave it for Guy Hollis to take. And it's another long throw by Hollis, finding Flood. Flood does well to flick the ball on to Warren Harris. He flicks it on towards Coles. Coles holds the ball up, back into the path of Flood, but the ball is blocked. It goes out of play for a throw to St Neots. And the throw comes in from Hurd, looking for Sharif. It comes and finds Lynch. Lynch, lovely little touch in towards Flood. Flood back in, and just a sliding tackle by Hurd, wins the ball back, and it's played down the field. Nisbet comes across for Slough, plays it here, only as far as Broccoli. Broccoli, 10 yards inside the Slough half, looks up and tries to take a run at the defence of Slough, but Togwell gets a touch out, and it comes off Togwell last. It's a throw to St Neots, and it's taken quickly towards Williams. Williams plays the ball forward, headed away by Fraser. Togwell gets another touch to it. Then Parr comes in and clears, headed away well by Fraser. It's Knight and Flood battling with the ball. Ball comes in towards Williams, in towards Sharif. Sharif just challenged by Hollis. It's come out here towards Lynch. Plays it off Knight. It's come out of play for a throw to the Rebels. It's quite scrappy here. This start of the second half. It's a throw to the Rebels. Hollis again has come across to take it for Slough. About 10 yards inside his own half. And his long throw finds Flood. Flood flicks the ball on well. Coles will chase the ball into the corner and try and get there. But it's well shifted out for a goal kick. And the referee, who I don't think is going to be on Neil Baker's Christmas card list. And there's just a bit of commotion here as someone in the crowd has collapsed. And there's some... we're just going to concentrate on the football for a moment and just let things go on. The ball's flicked on by Williams. Here towards Nisbet. Nisbet's ball is cleared. And the ball comes through. I'm going to have to stand up so that I can just see. Ball on the far hand side towards Dobson. Dobson has the ball here and it's just gone over the top. It's offside. Here we do have an incident in the main stand. And we have an incident here with a diabetic who's collapsed. We're just going to see that he's just going to be treated here by the two physios who are doing a sterling job here at the moment. And just keeping him warm. And we'll just concentrate on the football. But there isn't... I'm just going to have to stand up so that I can do a few things. And the referee is just stopping the game here for a moment just to because of what's going on. And we're not sure whether is he going to let the game play on. He is going to let the game play on here. There is just a little bit of concern at the moment for a gentleman who's collapsed. He seems to be being treated. He's been treated by several people. Ball plays through and it comes down here. It comes off an injured injury to Broccoli, but it came off a Slough player. It's a throw here to St Neots. We're going to concentrate on the football and leave the professionals to do what they need to. It's a throw here coming in from Hurd. Level the 18-yard box inside the Slough half. And Hurd takes the throw into the box. It catches in the sun, bounces around, comes here towards Wells. And Wells clears the ball. And as far as Broccoli, Broccoli's header will be played by Fraser. Fraser just got caught there by Taylor Parr. And that'll be a chatting to by the referee to Parr. And it's the referee just having a word with Parr, and it's telling off him for a rash sliding challenge. And we've got an injury to Sean Fraser. Unfortunately, both the physios here are treating the injured collapsed person. So we have just got a little break in play while it's being sorted. But huge thanks to the physios of Slough and St Neots for the work that they're doing. Fraser is currently off the pitch, so Slough temporarily down to 10 men at the moment. And Fraser's back on his feet. And the referee will just let the game come on the way before allowing Fraser back on. Long kick here by Jack Turner. It's run by Coles, but only as far as Knight. Knight's touch is poor. It comes to Flood. Flood finds in towards Lynch. Lynch has got Warren Harris on the overlap. Warren Harris gets it. Crosses first time. It catches in the wind. And it's just on top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. And it's going to be a goal kick here for St Neots. And Irons will take this goal kick. And it's a long ball down. Looking for Sharif. Comes off the head of Nisbet, but Fraser's there first for Slough. And it's actually come off the head of Sharif and out for a throw to Slough, which Hollis will take. And it's deep inside the Slough half. Still Slough 2, St Neots 1. 15 minutes of this second half gone. And it's Hollis with this long throw, trying to find Flood. Flood just penalised for being all over Luke Knight. It's a free kick to St Neots. And it's a couple of feet inside the St Neots half. Hurd will take this free kick, looking for Sharif. Sharif wins the header, but the ball comes in towards Togwell. Togwell clears for Slough. Headed on though by McDevitt. Then Warren Harris wins the header. Parr underneath it for St Neots. Ball comes in. Togwell wins it for Slough. Trying to still get the ball. It comes out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet's ball hits Lynch and rebounds towards Sember Ferris. Finds Bridges. Bridges with the ball out. Looking for Broccoli. Good control by the left winger and finds Hurd. Hurd back in towards Broccoli. Broccoli now trying to make a little run. Runs straight into a Slough player and wins a free kick. And the referee not having the best of games according to the Slough fans, but it's a free kick here to St Neots, and it will be the referee just having a chat to Luke Knight and Williams for something that Williams has said. And so it will be a free kick to St Neots. It's around about 25 yards out, but it is to the side of the 18-yard box. And we're just going to go sit back down now because everything seems to be okay. It's going to be Williams that will take this free kick for St Neots. And it's Williams who chips the ball into the far post. It goes past everyone and is out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. And we'll try and find you some latest scores in the Southern Premier League for today. This second half not been the greatest of second halves to watch. And a kick here by Turners, flicked on by Warren Harris. Headed away though by Parr, and then back in towards Bridges. Bridges with the ball forwards, intercepted well by Sean Fraser, who plays the ball down the field, looking for the run of Chris Flood. Flood here up against Parr, holds the ball up well towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris's ball a little bit behind, and Dobson will try and chase to win the ball back, but it comes here towards Knight. Knight has the ball, plays it in, looking for Williams. Williams up against Hollis. Good challenge by Hollis. And it's the ball played in, headed away by Fraser. Fraser towards Flood. Flood can't hold the ball up, and it's cleared by Knight. And Knight got caught by Flood there, and that could be the first yellow card of the day. And Flood immediately goes over to Luke Knight to make sure that he's okay. And the referee will issue a yellow card to Chris Flood, who gets the first yellow card of the day. And that yellow card on 64 minutes. And so the second half has been littered with stoppages here. And it's a free kick to St Neots. It's going to be taken by Johnny Hurd, the left back. He's a couple of feet inside the St Neots half. Hurd and the goalkeeper, the only players left in the St Neots half, as this ball is floated into the back post. Underneath it is Bridges. It comes through to Wales, and and the ball has gone out of play for a throw to St Neots on the far hand side. Hurd has gone from that left back position to go and get that one. And it's her just winding up this throw here, and it comes into the box, and Jack Turner gets a punch to it. Ball bouncing around, and this time the referee spots the infringement, and it's a free kick to Slough. And he's going to book number 8, David Bridges, for something that he's said, I guess. So Bridges now goes into the book and gets a yellow card, one from each side with a booking. And it's Slough looking to take the free kick quickly, but the referee has called it back. And it's Turner that will take this. Someone shut the door so no one can get out. And we're waiting for Turner to take this free kick for Slough. Catches in the wind, aimed towards Coles, headed away by Knight, only as far as Togwell. Togwell's ball looking for Warren Harris. Hurd there with the header, flicked on by Bridges, and then played in by Williams, but Sean Fraser's there to hook the ball. And it's Taylor Parr with the header, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet wins it and finds Togwell. Togwell with a little soft header towards Wells, and Wells plays the ball forwards looking for Flood. Flood can't get there against Parr, and it comes to Hurd, who clears the ball into the sky, headed away by Fraser, only as far as Knight. Knight takes it on his chest, hooks the ball down the field. Hollis comes across for Slough, hooks the ball straight down the other end. It's like a basketball game. Dobson trying to get his body in here to win the ball, and it's come off Taylor Parr last. It'll be a throw to Slough, round about 5 yards away from the corner flag, taken quickly by Dobson. Oh, and Dobson's offside, and that's a silly bit of play by Slough there. And it's a free kick to St Neots, which Irons, the goalkeeper, will come across to take. And it's deep inside his own half as he looks to take this free kick. It's comes off the head of Lynch, finds Hollis, and then Warren Harris turns, plays it down. Good ball in towards Flood. Flood holds it up here and then finds Lynch. Lynch on the overlap, runs through, gets blocked, but the ball finds, or almost found Flood, hooked away by Knight. Up here towards Sharif. Sharif does well to win the header. Williams, little cushion header into the path of Broccoli. Broccoli played it in towards Bridges. Bridges can turn, plays the ball out on the far hand side to Wood. Wood's ball is heavy. It's won by Nisbet and in towards Togwell. Togwell now slows the game down by finding Sean Fraser, and Fraser finds Warren Harris. Back towards Fraser. So I have the ball with Togwell, and Togwell's fouled by Williams. It'll be a free kick to Slough. And it's Fraser who's going to take this free kick. And plays the ball down the field, looking for the run of Warren House. Hurd heads it away and finds Luke Knight. Knight with the ball forwards, finds Williams. Williams trying to hold the ball up. Lynch gets his body in the way to steal the ball. And then Fraser gets caught a second time. And Fraser's down injured. He got caught there by Williams. And again, the problem is that both physios are here dealing, along with the ambulance crew, of with the injured person. So we haven't got anyone on the pitch who's able to treat Sean. So Sean has to get up and unfortunately learn to get on with it, I'm afraid. And Williams got a booking there. So Williams in the book. It's a free kick to Slough. They're going to leave it for Turner to take. And Turner plays the ball long into the box. It's headed away. Comes to the edge of the box. A flood. It's blocked. Comes back out here towards Fraser. Fraser's got Dobson here on the right hand side. Dobson turns. Fraser on the overlap if he needs him. Crosses first time. Headed away on the edge of the box. It's cleared by Semba Ferris. Lynch will chase this ball down though for Slough. He gets there first. Finds Wells. Wells under pressure from Sharif. Goes past two. Plays it off Sharif and gets a throw in. And we may just have to stop the thing though. We're asking for physio, and unfortunately both physios are dealing with this incident in the stand. So there's not a lot that they can do at the moment. And so we're going to give you the latest scores. Banbury 0, Kings Langley 0, Basingstoke 1, Hitchin 0, Biggleswade 1, Redditch 0, Bishop Stortford 1, Froome 0, Cheshire 0, Kettering 0, Dorchester 1, Dunstable 1, Gosport 0, Stratford 1, Hereford 1, Weymouth 0, Royston postponed, Slough 2-1, St Ives 1, Farnborough 3, and it's 0-0 between Tiverton and Kings Lynn. Slough give the ball away, but it's one back here with Dobson. Dobson finding Coles. Coles just gets pushed off the ball. And there's a head injury to Luke Knight, who's gone down rather easily. And again, Knight can't get no treatment because both of the physios are busy working with the diabetic person who has collapsed here at Arbour Park. So unfortunately, they just had to get on with it. And it's surprising how players soon get up when they realise there's no one coming on to treat them. And Irons has the ball for this free kick, plays it forwards, headed away well by Wells, and then flicked on by Wood, comes on, flicked on by Bridges, then by Sharif. Now with some running to do, and Hollis decides that the best thing to do is put that ball into the sideline, catches in the sun and wind and just comes back in. And it's a throw to St Neots on the far hand side. Hurd is the player that goes across to take this throw. And it's Hurd with the throw on the far hand side by the 18-yard box into the box. Headed away well by Nisbet. Only as far as Knight. Hits it first time. Blocked by Hollis. Comes out here towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up. Finds Fraser. Fraser chips it in. Looking for the run of Coles. Coles up against Broccoli. Broccoli with the header, then flicked on, comes out here towards Lynch. Lynch does well, evades the challenge of Knight, in towards Fraser. Fraser, good ball, finds Togwell. Togwell in a bit of space, plays it into path of Wells. Wells has got some space to run into here if he needs to, and comes down this left hand side. Crosses first time, great defensive header by Parr, but Coles is offside anyway, and it's out of play for a throw. We have played 27.5 minutes of the second half. It's still Slough 2, St Neots 1. And the second half has not been as good as the first one. It has been quite a scrappy game here at the moment. Slough still have this 2-1 lead, and Irons takes his free kick for St Neots. Ball played in, looking for Sharif, comes and hits Hollis, and then stolen by Broccoli, but Broccoli runs into a couple of Slough players, and then gets a free kick for lying on the ground. And then Lynch and Knight, and Lynch is being pulled across here by the referee. And you could hear that. That's Neil Baker's. It's a free kick here to St Neots. And it's Williams that will take this free kick around about 30 yards away from the Slough goal. And Williams just playing it into the box to the far post. It's headed back in towards goal. Sharif misses it on the line, and then Jack Turner does well to class the ball amongst all the players inside the 6-yard box there. And it's a substitution is going to be for Slough in a minute. Ball's here with George Wells. Under pressure from Sembi Ferris. Has to go back to his goalkeeper Turner. Chased down by Sharif. Ball played out here towards Warren Harris. Just a little bit too high for Warren Harris. And it's out for a throw to St Neots. Taken quickly, finding Williams. Williams though surrounded by 3 Slough players. Slough won the ball back here with Lynch. Lynch finds Flood. Flood turns. Holds the ball up well. Oh, his ball is just a little short. And it's picked out by Wood. But then his ball's short and comes towards Wells. Wells with the ball forwards looking for Warren Harris. Harris little flick on. Finds Flood. Flood plays the ball into the box. It's hooked clear by St Neots. Only as far as Lynch. Lynch wins a free kick for a foul there, and the referee gets the biggest round of applause of the afternoon for giving Slough a free kick for a foul on Lynch. And it will be a free kick for the Rebels around about 40 yards away from goal. James Dobson standing over this free kick for the Rebels. And plays it into the box. It's got some good pace on it. Flood gets a header to it, but just hasn't got enough on it. And it's a good take by the goalkeeper. But his kick-out's poor, and it comes out here towards Lynch. Lynch looks up. Ball short, and it's picked up by Knight. Knight with the ball over the top, looking for the run of Sharif. Turner tries to get there. He blocks the ball with his body, and then plays the ball down the field, looking for the run of Warren Harris. Flood's still in an offside position. He just got back to his feet. But Warren Harris tries to get goal, or he just couldn't get hold of the ball. And it's gone out of play for a goal kick to St Neots. And we might just have to stop for a second as they try to take out this injured person from the stand, sorry. So we're just going to see how it goes. Looks like a substitution for the Rebels will be Manny Williams coming on. And the substitution is for 2-goal Perry Coles. So his home debut comes to an end. Coles gets 2 on his debut, but he's replaced on 76 minutes by Manny Williams. And that's the first substitution of the day. And Manny Williams coming on. And we might just have to stop while we have some people just taking the ball. It's Irons with this goal kick. Underneath it is Bridges. Flicks the ball on. Hollis gets a touch to it. Then Lynch wins the header. Comes through to Sharif. Sharif breaks into the box. Still running with it. Plays it across the goal. It's through the it's blocked by Wells. Semba Ferris with the effort. And now Slough bring the ball out here with Togwell. Togwell chased down by Semba Ferris, and it's gone off play of Togwell. It's out for a throw to St Neots on the far hand side. And the referee just having a chat with his linesman here on the far hand side, something that the linesman has seen. And we're not sure what it is because they're just having a little chat. There will be a fair bit of injury time to add on this afternoon, as we still haven't seen what the referee's going to decide. No one knows what he's decided. I think they've just had a mid-game chat, is basically what's going on. And it'll be a throw by Wood, trying to find Sharif, but it's got too much on it, and that goes out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. And it's bitterly cold here this afternoon. We'll try and give you some latest scores. I can just give you an update on the fact that the injured person from the crowd has been taken down, and they are planning on just wheeling him to the ambulance, which is in the far side of the ground. So it's good to see that this person being treated, and a big round of applause to the physios of both sides for their immediate actions as soon as something was made to be shown. So Long kick here by Turner, headed away by Park, comes through to Togwell. Togwell's ball high into that evening sky. It's played back here towards Togwell, finds Dobson. Dobson chance to cross the ball in towards Flood. It's too close to the goalkeeper, who does well to take the ball on the line, but again, Slough just not coping with the wind here, and it's here with Irons, the St Neots goalkeeper. Slough 2, St Neots 1, as we come into the final 12 minutes. Ball headed away, comes through to Williams. Williams holds the ball up well and then plays it here towards Wells. Wells, ball forwards, headed away by Knight, only as far as Togwell. Togwell under pressure from Williams, holds the ball up and then played outside here for Dobson. Dobson cuts inside, runs with the ball, goes past a couple of chances, still running with the ball, takes on Denver Ferris, just runs into him, and then St Neots have the ball, and then Dobson fouls. And you could see Dobson getting a talking to at least by the referee. In fact, he might even get a yellow card. And Dobson does get a yellow card from the referee. It's yellow card number 5 for the season for James Dobson. And it's a free kick to St Neots. And it'll be taken by Hurd. Again, Hurd and the goalkeeper are the only players inside the St Neots half. As we look for this ball to come in towards the far post. It's flicked on well in towards Parr. Parr plays it in. Fraser hooks the ball away. It's come out here towards Williams. Williams can't get there. In towards Togwell. Togwell plays the ball over looking for the run of Dobson. Ball just catches in the air. Comes down to Togwell. And Togwell finds Manny Williams on the left-hand side. Williams up against Semby Ferris. Williams holds the ball up. Here towards Togwell. Togwell closed down by Williams. Found the ball back out towards Wells, who's on the overlap. Crosses the ball first time. Over the head of Flood. And then it's played by Hurd. It's gone out for a corner to the Rebels. And it will be a corner which James Dobson is going to go to take. And again, we can't see anything because someone's standing in the way. And it's just... take your time. And it's Dobson just wandering slowly across to take this corner for Slough. They haven't sent Hollis forwards, just Nisbet has gone forwards for this corner. Dobson with an in-swinging corner. And goes towards the far post. It's Nisbet plays the ball in, bounces around, hooked clear, comes out here towards Lynch. Lynch can't win the ball. It's won back though by St Neots. With Parr into Sember Ferris. He does well to take a player on. Finds Sharif. Sharif here on the left-hand side, up against Fraser. Fraser stands up towards him. Fraser just stands in the way, wins the ball, and Manny Williams, of all people, defending, helps her out. Ball in towards Dobson. Dobson trying to go past Knight. Played off Knight. It's a throw to the Rebels. And Dobson just urged to slow the game down. And Sean Fraser will come across to take this. And the referee is just going to call over McDevitt. And McDevitt looks like he's going to get a yellow card. And he does get a yellow card. And I don't know if he's giving him a yellow card. He's just giving him a chatting to at the moment. Here goes the yellow card. He finally gives him the yellow card. And the referee has gone a little bit card happy here at Arbour Park. And it's Slough with this throw to come in. And it's Hollis with this throw on the halfway line of the thing. Referee just urging him to get on with it. Ball played forward, looking for Flood. Flood can't get a touch to it. Hooked clear by St Neots. Flicked on by Williams. Ball goes out of play for another throw to Slough. And Sharif and Hollis just clash there, and it's a throw to the Rebels, which Hollis will take. And it's Hollis again to take this throw. Throws it across here towards Wells. Wells inside the centre circle. Picks the ball up, plays it across here towards Warren Harris. He's got too much on it as he gets that crosswind across the pitch, and it's out of play for a throw to St Neots. Hurd will take this throw for the Saints. Throws it in. Well headed away by Fraser towards Lynch. Lynch plays the ball straight down, looking almost like a touch to kick in rugby, but the ball goes out of play. It's a throw to St Neots down by their own corner flag. Hurd will be the player that goes to take this throw. So we've got about 7 minutes of this first half, plus whatever the referee adds on. Ball played in. It's run by Lynch. Kept in towards Harris. Back towards Lynch. Lynch trying to run through. Just gets caught. Goes down, and the referee says it's just a throw to the Rebels. And does Guy never listen to you?
No.
Slough going to take their time with this throw. Sean Fraser's going to come across to take this one. And it's Sean Fraser to take this level with the 18-yard box. And he's just looking for an option. Option comes from Flood. Flood down by the corner flag. Holds the ball up here. Trying to get a little touch off. It's still bouncing around. It's Hurd that can clear. Only as far as Fraser. Fraser plays it in. That's surely handball, referee. And then Flood goes down. Ball played out here towards Williams. Back in towards Broccoli. Lynch will come across to win the ball. And a little bit of fun going on here as Slough try and kick the ball away. The referee has not even seen the injury. And I think that Sean Fraser is going to collect another yellow card. So Sean Fraser gets a yellow card. That is card number 6 of the afternoon by the referee. Bearing in mind that all 6 yellow cards have come in the second half, it's safe to say the referee isn't having the best of second halves. And there's a stoppage at the moment for an injury to Flood. We are actually quite late on in the game, so we might actually have some full-time scores for you from the other games as Flood gets some treatment. While Flood's getting some treatment, we're just going to have a look and see if we can find some scores. Hereford are 2 up against Weymouth. It's Dunstable 1, Dorchester 1, or the other way around. And looks like Froome have won. So we're still waiting for the final scores to come in at the moment. So we'll just hang fire for that. We are a little bit late. We've still got about 5 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on, and there'll be a good few minutes of injury time to add on. And it will be Hurd with the throw down this near hand side. Looking for Sharif. Sharif heads the ball up. Togwell's there to head away, only as far as Knight. Then it's smashed clear by Hollis. Manny Williams will chase this one, but it's out of play for a throw. Ball bounces in the home dugout, and it's taken by Parr. Throws it back towards the goalkeeper. Just gets caught, and Irons has to rush to get to the ball. Comes out here towards Lynch. Lynch being held. The referee doesn't see it. Ball's here with Togwell. And it's played across, and it's a poor ball by Togwell looking for Dobson, and it's found Tom Wood. Wood bringing the ball up from that right back position. Turns, comes back in towards Bridges. Bridges looks to play it first time. Wells with a good header away, finds Dobson. Dobson waits for the ball to come, and then Lynch clears up for Slough, and then has the ball. Looking for the run here. He's got 2 players there. It's well defended by McDevitt, but he slips, and the ball comes here towards Manny Williams. Williams holds the play up, just runs into a couple of players. Slough just not helping their players out. Ball's here with Broccoli. Broccoli up past Lynch. Still runs with the ball. Turns. Holds up. In towards Williams. Williams with the ball out to Sember Ferris on the right hand side. Ferris gets to the edge of the box. Cuts inside. Still runs with the ball. Finds Wood. Wood with the ball in. It's back flicked in towards Sharif, and then his overhead acrobatic kick is wide of the goal. There'll be a substitution for Slough in a second. And it will be Simon Dunn who will come on. And the player coming off is Chris Flood. So Slough putting a midfielder on. And Dunn will play in midfield on 87 minutes. But we will have substantial time added on. And it will be a goal kick to get the game back underway for the Rebels. Flood just making his way into the home dugout. Dunn comes on, and it's looks like Manny Williams will play up front on his own here for the remainder of this second half. Long ball by Turner, comes off the head of Parr. It's out for a throw to the Rebels, and they'll slow the game down by taking their time with this throw. Ball will be Fraser's to take. Fraser's just can't get another yellow card for time waster, so has to throw the ball. Looking for Warren Harris. Oh, Harris does really well to win the ball. Comes in towards Williams. Williams up against Knight, turning. And there's a foul by Manny Williams, means it's a free kick to St Neots. And it's taken quickly, only as far as Simon Dunn though. Dunn wins it for Slough. Plays it towards Fraser. Fraser chips the ball forwards, again catches. Headed away by Parr, only towards Dobson. Dobson's ball trying to find Williams. Williams tries to get a touch to it. It's in the air by Knight. Underneath it is Togwell. Togwell's header forwards. Knight underneath it for St Neots. Comes here towards Williams. Plays the ball straight down the field, but out of play and out for a throw to Slough. The ball in the main stand and taken time to throw back. We've got about a minute of normal time plus whatever the referee adds on here. And it's Hollis with this throw for Slough, finding Warren Harris to Dobson. Dobson's header hooked in the air by Hurd. Straight out of play and goes out for a throw to the Rebels. And it's inside the St Neots half. Fraser's going to have to take this throw. And again, he needs a little option. Comes from Togwell. Togwell back towards Fraser. Fraser takes a touch. Tries to go through. Slips over, but manages to get the ball to Williams. Finds Dobson. Dobson on the edge of the box. Trying to play it through. Still runs with it. Plays the ball in. And it's taken a deflection and into the hands of the goalkeeper Irons, who rolls the ball out to find Tom Wood. Chased down by Simon Dunn. His ball was poor. It's picked up well by George Wells. And then Wells cuts inside. Back a little ball in. Oh, it's just a little bit too far in front of Dunn. And it's hooked clear by McDevitt. Ball played out here towards Sember Ferris. He's trying to play the ball through to Brockley. Brockley trying to get goal side. Great defending by Sean Fraser. And he finds Warren Harris. Ball to Dobson. Dobson trying to flick the ball first time, looking for Williams. Williams gets past his man. Gets to the edge of the box. Oh, he's closed down by Parr, but Williams sets his lid there. It's got Warren Harris here. Oh, just played a little bit behind him. Warren Harris in the box, trying to play the ball in, looking for Williams. Williams gets there again, hooked clear. It comes out here towards Knight. 5 minutes of added time on the referee's watch here, and we're into 20 seconds of it. Ball here with George Wells. Wells in towards Togwell. Slough's got 5 minutes to hang on. Ball played in, looking for Dobson. That's got too much on it again, and out of play for a throw to St Neots. Hurd will be the player that goes to take this throw. Level with his 18-yard box. Trying to get some distance on it. Looking for Sharif. Headed away by Fraser. Only as far as Knight. Knight hits it with the outside of his boot. And the ex-Rebel gets a huge cheer as his pass finds the main stand on the far-hand side. And the ball has been thrown on in a lot further away than where the ball went out. And it's a throw to Slough, which Hollis comes across to take. Hollis will try and get some distance on this throw, trying to aim for Dobson. Comes off the head of Hurd. As far as Harris. Harris plays the ball forwards but can't keep it in play. And out for a throw to St Neots. Hurd again with this long throw down this left-hand side. Headed away well by Togwell. Dobson gets a push in the back, but Hurd's there for St Neots. Played forwards. Nisbet heads it back towards his goalkeeper. And Jack Turner dives on top of the ball and just holds the ball and slows into the last. We've got about 3.5 minutes of time, of added time to play. Slough have got to remember that they conceded in added time in that first half, so they've got to be careful in these last few minutes. Ball played in for Dobson. Dobson's ball comes in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to play it off Knight. Ball still in play with Brockley, but it's won back by Lench. Lench finds Dunn inside the centre circle, spreads towards Wells. Wells is just chipping the ball forward, looking for the run of Manny Williams. Williams gets on the far side, holds the ball up. He's got Simon Dunn near him if he needs him. He's up against Wood. Williams holds the ball up by the corner flag, keeping it in there, holding the ball against two stronger, taller players. Ball still bouncing around. Comes here towards Dunn. The referee plays on, comes out towards Wells. Wells inside the box, trying to turn. Slough could have had a free kick, but the referee pulled it back. Wells has been told to go towards the corner and does just exactly that, trying to carry it in. Ball still bouncing around, and it's gone out for a goal kick to St Neots. And we've got 2.5 minutes of added time left. Slough 2, St Neots 1. Slough under pressure in a scrappy second half game. Long ball forwards, headed away by Matt Lench, and it will come through to Wells. Wells has got no one in front of him, so he's got plenty of time just to run the ball. Plays it towards Williams. Williams been told to push into the corner. Tom Wood's come across for St Neots, but Williams gets a touch in there. Holds the ball up, but is adjudged to have fouled. Perry Coles has just been named Slough Man of the Match, and the attendance today is 615. And Slough have a throw on the far hand side. We will give you the full-time scores after this game is finished. We'll just stay with it here in these last couple of minutes. It is almost 5 o'clock. And it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side, taken by Wells towards Dobson. Dobson flicking the ball on, trying to find the corner flag. Wood goes back towards his goalkeeper Irons. Irons plays the ball forwards, catches in the wind. Underneath it is Lynch. Good header by him. Just goes behind Dobson in towards Hurd. Hurd plays the ball down, finds no. It's come through. It's towards Parr. He's played up. He's just put Broccoli wide. Broccoli's just been forced wide by a poor ball. Back in towards Sember Ferris. Crosses first time. It's deflected off a Slough player. It's out for a corner. And Slough have some pressure here. We've got about 50 seconds of the added time. It's a corner for St Neots. Hurd goes across to take it. Slough 2. St Neots 1. Slough hanging on. Here. Hurd goes across. It'll be an in-swinging corner for Slough to defend. It's played in underneath the crossbar, bounces around, it slips off the line, comes across. It's going to be another throw to St Neots. I thought for a minute the assistant manager was going to take the throw. Hurd has had to come from that far hand side to come across to take this throw. It's around about 10 yards away from the corner flag. Hurd to try and launch it into the box. Into the box it goes. It's fedded onwards. There's so many bodies in there. It's come through. It's hooked clear in the end by Wells. The ball comes out here towards Wood. His header is a little bit behind Dobson. Dobson can't get a touch to it. It's here to Williams. Williams' ball finds Sharif on the edge of the box. He's trying to turn. Nisbet, Wells gets in. Oh, Wells is brilliant. And now he can just bring the ball out for the Rebels. And that is the final whistle here at Arbour Park. It's finished Slough Town 2. St Neots 1. All the goals in the first half. All the yellow cards in the second half. And that sums up today's game. It hasn't been an absolute great game. It hasn't had lots of goal mouth action, although Slough did hit the woodwork twice. It's not been the best game you will ever see, but Slough have hung on under immense pressure. And it's 2-1 to the Rebels. And they've managed to get all 3 points here. We are going to try and give you the remainders of the other scores for you from the other games in this Southern Premier League. Most of the incidents have been off the pitch, with Neil Baker getting sent to the stands. And full time is St Ives 2, Farnborough 4. And we're going to see if we can find you full time Tiverton 1, Kings Lynn 0. In the FA Trophy, it's Billericay 2, Wealdstone 5. In the FA Vars, Stockton 2, Windsor 0. Dorchester 1, Dunstable 1 is full time. Hereford 2, Weymouth 0. And Hereford extend their lead at the top of the table. And we're just my hands are so cold I can't actually use the computer. That's how cold it is here at Arbour Park. I think the computer's actually dying, it's that cold. So thank you all for listening, thank you all for your comments. A game that's been littered with some very, very scrappy moments, unfortunately. We can't seem to find any full-time scores, unfortunately, at the moment. We're just going to have a quick look to see if we can do that. And it's a cold day here. Biggleswade have won 1-0. It's Biggleswade 1, Redditch 0. But until then, what we're going to do, we shall hopefully be back on Tuesday with the game against Royston. So that will be weather permitting, so that will be the next game for the Rebels. If it is on, we should be there. So there you go. So thank you very much for listening. We're going to go inside because it's absolutely freezing here. It's finished Slough 2, St Neots 1. 2 goals by Perry Coles on his debut. And Neil Baker sent off. Those are the highlights of the games. But we're going to call it quits here. Go and enjoy the warmth of the inside, and until then, thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back on Tuesday evening. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend.